aussi numéro 11, Alberto Carmona. Numéro 12, Raymond Nour. Numéro 13, Enzo Sal. Numéro 14, Rodrigo Marta. Et à l'arrière, numéro
The 2024-25 Pro D2 season was a journey through the drama, the passion and the unpredictable beauty of French rugby.
Week after week, across the country, stadiums lit up with noise, passion and heart.
From the winds of Dax to the fortress of Montauban, every fixture mattered.
And Pro D2 crowned a champion worthy of the fight.
From the very first round, the battles began.
Grenoble started the season sharp. Sam Davis leading them, steering them with real control.
And Georgi Javakia powered through defences with brute force.
And Brive, desperate to return to the top table, had signed Courtney Laws and they began to grind out the wins.
And Aix-en-Provence, they were making people sit up and take notice.
Isaac Rodder towering in the pack, smashing opposition forwards. Jimmy Goffer using all that experience to lead the backline. Provence became contenders.
But it wasn't just about those big names.
Montauban, silent in the background, stacking up the wins at home.
They were balanced and they were organised under Sébastien Thier's board.
Sour Angoulême had a great start to the season, bucking the normal trend in France, winning many more games away from home than at home. Johnny May joining them, making a real difference.
Provence, well, they edged a tight battle with Brive in October. This was Pro D2 at its rawest and at its best.
The season gave us heroes, old and new.
Anthony Coletta, captain of Colomier, relentless in every ruck and every tackle, a symbol of grit.
And Lucas da Silva, the hooker, who seemed to score every week for Brive.
The veterans gave Pro D2 its backbone, but it was the youngsters that were giving it its heartbeat.
Hugo Pacom, 18 years old, already a match winner for Colomier.
Leo Carbonneau, leading Brive from scrum half and showing maturity beyond his years.
Alex Massibaka getting called up for Scotland from the back row of Angoulême.
And then, of course, there was Jerome Bosfiel, a man who'd only ever played outside of the top 14 in French rugby, and surely his opportunity to play at the top table had been and gone. Surely.
As spring arrived, the league table tightened like a drum.
Montauban continued to grind out important victories, organisation, grit and belief, dragging them through.
And Grenoble held their place at the top. The boot of Sam Davis proving decisive in narrow wins.
Brive, they were showing flashes of brilliance, but dropping points that left them vulnerable.
And Provence, they produced some of the season's best moments.
Incroyable Pro D2!
The playoffs arrived, and finally, people in the UK and Ireland could watch this rugby, thanks to FR UK.
Provence, they put Angoulême to the sword at home. They won with ease.
Then, an upset in the barrage. Montauban, 26-23 winners at Colomier.
And enter the big guns, Grenoble and Brive.
Grenoble ended Provence's run. Just too much power. Provence definitely tracking in the right direction, but this wasn't to be their year.
Brive, home to Montauban. 15,000 people packed in a wild atmosphere.
Montauban pulled off another, even bigger upset. And by the end of this one, Dan Bigger wanted a pair of Jerome Bosfiel pyjamas.
I'm not going to say a bad word about Bosfiel tonight. I loved him. I'm going to get a poster of him when I go back home tonight.
Surely this will be third time lucky for Grenoble. Montauban couldn't do it again.
At the Stade Ernest Wallon in Toulouse, the atmosphere was electric.
Grenoble started strong. Sam Davis nailing the penalty.
But Montauban, driven by their pack, never blinked. Their defence was ferocious and that green and black wall just would not break. Grenoble fought to the last, to the bitter end, but Montauban would not be denied.
And the final whistle, Montauban's dream became reality.
Montauban, champions of Pro D2 and bound for the top 14.
You ready to do it all again?
Welcome to FR UK Rugby. The perfect comment straight away in the chat from Tom Lawley. Thursday rugby, let's go. Exactly. Round 2 of Pro D2 underway with our live game tonight. And these are the games that are coming your way through the rest of September. Make it a fixture in your week. I mean, I don't use the word pre-ken myself, but let's go with it on a rugby. This is the pre-ken. Welcome to Colomier, little suburb of Toulouse. Two teams that won their opening game in Pro D2 last week. Colomier and Biarritz locking horns in this one. And these are the games that are coming up in Pro D2 over the weekend. Joe Worsley is alongside me. And Joe, your boys breathe off to Dax. They're the rivals of Biarritz.
Yeah, the derby match, if you watch the great interview with Zach, who's playing fullback tonight. The local rival is a big rival between Dax and Biarritz. But Dax had some financial issues. They started on -5 points, which is never a good place to be. But I'm sure their first home game, they'll be ripping in to breathe.
Well, Biarritz have been deducted some points as well, which is why the fact they won last week, but find themselves in 9th position. But you can get a flavour of the table. It's early days, and we're going to learn a lot more about these two teams this evening as Colomier take the stroll into the stadium. Some beanie hats, that's surely for the look. It looks like the weather's quite nice down there in the southwest of France at the minute.
He must have lost a bet. I'm not sure why he'd be wearing a beanie hat. 28 degrees.
So Colomier actually keep a very, very settled team from last week with their opening day win. There are some changes for the visitors, Biarritz. We'll get to them in a minute. But this is a team just very much in the shadow of Stade Toulousain there, Joe.
Yeah, they have a similar ethos about how they want to play rugby. That Toulouse way, that's what they call it. It's spread from Toulouse around France, but the closer you are, the more the effect is on you. So they're very, very affected by how Toulouse play. And you've seen Toulouse play offloading, keeping the ball alive. You see that from Colomier as well. Their attack last year was the best attack by a long way in the second half of the season. So that's their kind of USP last year. I'll be really interested to watch how they get on tonight.
And Biarritz Olympique, a team that have, well, they've been to the summit, they've been to Heineken Cup finals. They find themselves in a very different place now, but I've been talking about a 5-year plan to get back to the top 14 and get up there. And talking about rivalries, they want to reignite that rivalry with Bayonne. They've seen them doing very well. They've got to navigate Pro D2 first, and a little bit more stability at Biarritz. Joe, do you sense?
Yeah, they still got fined this year, but there was so much financial irregularity left over from last year that it was tough for them to sort everything out. The new owners, new people are getting their feet under the table, organising it all, and the squad they put together is pretty decent this year. Looks more balanced, and the team ripped out the blocks last week, so I'll be interested to see if they can back that up this week.
Ted Stanford, when's kickoff? It's 8 o'clock. Ted, every single Thursday, every game week, we'll be here on FR UK, 8 p.m. UK and Ireland time, 9 p.m. in France. It's the live game, Thursday nights. There's nothing else. There's no other rugby on. This is the only place in the UK as well. You get free to air professional men's rugby. And we're absolutely delighted about that. And if that's enough to get you to drop a little subscribe on the channel, that'd be awesome. I'll tell you what you can do to help. Takes you no time, costs you no money. Drop a little thumbs up on the video to help the algorithm gods, to help us find rugby fans around the world that don't even know we exist. Or pop a link to the game in a WhatsApp group with your mates. And two wins last weekend. Have you had a chance to look at any of the game tape, Joe, or what have you picked up on these two?
A little bit, but I'm enjoying. They're focusing now on that Toulouse element you talked about earlier. Placine is an ex-back row, played many years for Toulouse, played in some of the big finals they won. Delpy, the 10 for Colomier, again a ex-Toulouse player, he's got a fair few caps for Toulouse.
I'll tell you what, let me take you through that Colomier side then. And they have made some recruitment through the summer. There's 6 changes, 6 new signings in their 23 this evening. Among them, 140 kilos of Tongan prop Phil Kite, young fly half Valentin Delpy that Joe was just talking about from Toulouse, an Englishman, former Wasps player Myles Edwards in the team. If you recognise the name Lavanini, yes, that is the younger brother of Argentinian international Thomas. Biarritz, 9 changes to the starting 15, most of them in the pack. The only one continuing is, as Joe was talking about, the local hero, Alban Placine, back at the club after a pretty triumphant number of years, winning everything there is to win with Stade Toulousain. And on the subject of younger, less renowned brothers, Edgar Retier, younger brother of Arthur, is in their team. And Zach Kibirigi, you've already seen his name. He's fullback this evening, leading the English representation for the Basque. And they are always out in force. That flag is everywhere that Biarritz go. They're very, very proud of it. And you talked about identity, that Basque identity. There's 3 Spanish internationals in the team. It's there, isn't it, with Biarritz, Joe?
Yeah, it's so strong. I mean, Biarritz are a family club. We're going to put a feature out about one of the interviews you're going to see in the future. This really homes into that, how much of a family club they are. They're in the roots and the suburbs of Biarritz. That's why they're so passionate about it. And that's why they have that massive rivalry with Bayonne, because they're 2 clubs that are supported by the people that live in the immediate surroundings. Despite being 5k apart, they hate each other because they're so passionate about their clubs.
Well, I have to say, Colomier might not be quite as good at this moment as their rivals up the road, just up the road in Toulouse, but their stash is absolutely lovely. I'm having a bit of that.
Yeah.
It's rivaling Brief stash, I've got to say, Joe.
Yeah, Adidas are banging out some amazing kits at the moment. I really like it. I'm really looking forward to watching this game because Colomier, last year, their attack was phenomenal going into the second half of the season. The rest of the game, the pressure and defence was a bit more sus. So it'd be interesting to see if they find a better balance tonight. Some of their signings are going to bring a bit more attacking flair with Delpy coming in at 10. But also people like Myles, people that work like he does. Hopefully that brings some more grit and hard work, which is something they missed at times last year.
The talisman for Colomier in the number 8 jersey, if you want to just keep an eye on one player for them, that battle of the 2 number 8s. Placine coming back from Stade Toulousain for Biarritz, the homegrown hero who's back. Caleb Timu, the Australian international, 12 tries last year and was at the heart of absolutely everything good about Colomier. They did make the playoffs, couldn't make it to the final, but no lack of support there in the tunnel.
That's awesome, those moments when you're walking out onto the pitch, you're finally getting on the pitch, all those nerves start to disappear. It's game time, that first kick is coming. This is one of the moments where your mind settles and you get more and more focused. These moments I used to love, and the game is going to be on in a minute. You don't have to worry and think about anything anymore. These guys right now, they're pumped. For Colomier, it's their first home game. There's an extra edge. They'll be loving running out now. They'll be raring for this game, raring to go, raring for that first kickoff to happen.
Well, here they come into the Stade Michel Bondichou. Colomier and Biarritz. Live Thursday night rugby here on FR UK. This is absolutely awesome, and as Joe's already mentioned, the style of play should be really interesting as Tyler Morgan, the last man out of the tunnel there, the former Welsh international.
He was just checking his hair was good. It looks great.
His hair always looks great. And as Joe already mentioned, actually, and just to mark your card, there's a brilliant interview today that went up with Zach Kibirigi, starting fullback for Biarritz. And Jonathan Dufour may be the longest referee in world rugby. He's a large man. You don't often get... He looks like he was a former lock. Do you remember playing against him or anything, Joe?
I think he's probably 62 kgs, though. I'm not sure. He would have been a superb lock.
We're underway. Valentin Delpy. Finding the Biarritz pod. And they get the rumble on straight away. Talking a lovely stash, that Biarritz kit. That's one of the things Zach Kibirigi did mention, that he was very excited about the stash for this year. I can understand why now I've seen it. Classic blue and red. Error early. Did he get a touch on that?
I think he may have as a Portuguese friend.
Yeah. Vincent Pinto. A couple of Portuguese internationals in the back three for Colomier, alongside Rodrigo Marta.
He must have lost that in the lights. You see that kickoff? It was so high. It was too high. It gives the block time to get underneath, get lifted and set up a maul. He needs to get his kicks, ironically, lower than that so you can smash the guy as he catches it. If the blocker got time to move on a kickoff, they can do what they just did and ball it out of their own half.
One of the new signings for Biarritz is their hooker, Sonzogni, picked up from the National, played for Massy.
He gets his first job done, and a second as he feeds Johnny Dyer. The big lock for Biarritz as they go wide early, and you're going to see lots of this evening. Zach Kibiriges trying to link with his winger, and it has been turned over. Both of these sides, if there's any space on the edges, they will take it. But Hugo Seguia with his left foot thinks better of it there, and we'll have another line out.
Yeah, I think Zach will be a little bit disappointed there. I think he's probably thinking about putting it on his foot. There, he just thinks about putting it on his foot, and he's got it in one hand, and it gets smashed out by the 11. Unlucky. I think he probably should go on for that kick option. Here we go with the line out. Biarritz hitting a lovely four-man straight off the top. Gorgeous.
Classic 12 job, off the top, set a target, round the corner. Penalty advantage. What will Biarritz do with it? Well, not a lot.
Yeah, it's such a shame. They got such good delivery from that ball. So when you win the line out in the middle or the back and you come off the top like they did there, it's so much better ball than winning at the front. You can get it into the hands of the 12 or the 10 much earlier. And you see the 12 running onto that ball, carrying hard. They got fast ball. It'll be interesting to see what happened. I missed the penalty. I was looking at the beautiful play. But I'd like to see what happened. Did someone do something illegal to prevent Biarritz from playing that fast ball? Because really, with the way they executed that launch play, they should have been on that second phase flying into Colomier. But there's a penalty right in front of the sticks, which I'm sure they'd be happy with after just 3 minutes, 20 odd seconds.
The hard carry was from Laborde, who is a signing from Colomier, playing against his former club. Interesting little subplot there.
Yeah, the tackler who went low and eventually got Laborde down. Laborde carried really well, broke the first tackle, got tackled by two others. Anyway, there was a tackler who tackled him low, was on the wrong side, and he actually prevented the 9 from getting to the ball. You saw the 9 trip, and he didn't get to play that ball quickly. So what I was on about, he got amazing go forward. The 9 would be desperate to get in there and get that ball away. Jan Lisgorg, who was at Bordeaux last year, was trying to get that ball away, but because that player is in the way, he slowed down the 9, and boom. If you're anywhere in that position slowing down the 9, you're going to get penalised.
And the deadlock broken by Biarritz. Good start. Good, solid set piece. Good drills and 3 points on the board.
Yeah, solid opening. That kick-off, that was too high. They mauled it out, exited really well. Big error from Pinto. Gave him the opportunity in the opposition half, and bam. First opportunity they had, 3 points.
And Edgar Retier got 94 points last season in 10 starts. Did play for France under 20, as Joe's already mentioned. Came from Stade Toulousain. He's got some pedigree. And no mistake there.
Yeah, that kickoff was a lot better. So you saw it was a bit deeper. It was hanging. So the winger who chased really hard contested and kind of smashed and messed up. Akaberez getting his hands on the ball. The referee deemed that it was a knock-on from Colomier, but that is a good kickoff. That's a kickoff which the block can't move and get under, and the winger who's catching that knows he's either going to get smashed or someone's going to be competing for the ball. Listen, kickoffs, I've grown to love them from being a coach. When I was a player, I didn't think they had that big a deal, but often matches swing on kickoffs. There's so many of them during a game. You have 6, 7, 8. They're key moments, and that one, well executed by Colomier. They're unlucky not to have an opportunity in the opposition 22.
Yeah, the third set piece, but let's have the first scrum set piece of the evening. Rock solid. And Aubin Placine breaking from the base. Isolated though.
Yeah, he dummied and went.
He was on that like a limpet.
Yeah, it was a really good read from the Colomier player, but he got isolated because he got a half break. The 10, I don't think he wanted to tackle him, slid off to the 12 and blocked the 12 a little bit. So the 12 was slow to clean out Placine, who made a half break. Someone got a good leg tackle on him. You'll see it here. So they blocked the 12, who's then slow to get on that ball. See, they slightly slow him down. Timu's just tracking. Decent tackle, and bam, he's on that ball. What was a good carry should never, never, never be able to steal that ball. The 12, they'll be disappointed with him. He's just smashed whoever is in his way and thrown them on top of that situation. Because otherwise, players like Timu can get on the ball. And you're not going to be winning that anytime soon.
No mistake from Valentin Delpy. It's 3 apiece. One question in the chat from Shaz W. Did Jonathan Joseph's contract with Biarritz run out? Well, however, whether it did or not, he has retired from rugby. So if you were wondering where Jonathan Joseph was, yeah, we've seen him play his last game of rugby, unfortunately. He did finish at Biarritz. I wonder if he's still living down in on the coast there.
I think I spoke to him. I think he moved back to the UK. Yes, injured, disappointed, had to move back.
Carry from Timu.
He saw a 2-man hit, and he still won the collision.
He's a unit. Really big impact in his first season at the club last year. More of the same. Biarritz got knock-on advantage. They can have a go. Juggled. Nice step from Retier. He's had a good start to the game so far. Tyler Morgan. So they get the...
So that penalty there, we'll see, was for cleaning from the side. So the player carried, and the first Colomier player was threatening the ball. And because the Biarritz player, we'll see it here again, that's the big carry off the kickoff. But when we come to the penalty, we'll see here that the player's on the ball. You see that player come from the side? You can't do that. You have to come on the line of the ball, over the ball. If you arrive from the edge, it's an offside position. You're not allowed to come into the ruck from there. You have to allow that player who's straight over the ball to go for it. You can't just fly in from the side. You have to go through the gates. Is the expression I used to use when I was a kid.
Jack M says, fingers crossed we get a Pro Day deux special. Plenty of jouet, handbags and madness. Oh, you always get all 3, Jack. Rest assured. And you get plenty of this as well in Pro Day deux. It is, the maul is maybe more a weapon in this league than any other. Oh, I thought that might have gone forward. It's gone backwards. They can carry on, and Myles Edwards on the carry. Colomier with a 22 entry now and getting some go forward. Ray Nutu, 2 tries last week. And you saw the leg drive from him then. Yards after contact for him and for this guy. Pretty special for Colomier. Larieux. Timu again. Seguela nipping up the blind side, and that's going to be a try. Brilliant finish from Luca Plantere. May well be checked.
I think he got it down. That was good play. You saw there from Colomier that style of playing, that Toulouse ability to accelerate the play as soon as they get fast ball. I'm sure we'll see it soon after we see this try. Great little pass from Delpy. Great pass there. That tackle looks from back house, what they're looking at. Maybe it was illegal, but here, boom. Yeah,
lovely try.
Nice. Now, Colomier, you saw there how as soon as they accelerate the ball, the players around that situation light up. The 9 plays it quickly. Multiple players run at the line. Those moments are trained, but they're semi-instinctive. That's how teams like Colomier can, that's their USP. That's how they can play. Playing quickly is what made them the best attack in the league last year. It's not like when we talk about playing quickly in the UK, we talk about ruck speed and this. It's that moment when that ruck's fast, that tempo change is what they do really well.
Touchline conversion from Valentin Delpy. 10-3 lead for the home side. I'll tell you what, let me start something in the chat as well, because I've just seen this from Admac. He says he saw Biarritz play Edinburgh in 2001 in the Heineken Cup group stages. Joe Roth was playing for Biarritz. Your memories of former Biarritz players, because they have had some absolute legends. So in the chat, what player do you remember playing in that famous red and white? As they get the game back underway, Delpy juggles, scuffs his kick. There's an opportunity for Biarritz here. Lescourg, like a matador, still not put down. Vincent Pinto was on it, and this goes quickly. Marta, the other Portuguese in the back three for Colomier. Was he tripped?
Yeah, that was a bit of a messy sequence of play. Delpy made probably one of his first errors of the game, taking too long to address the ball and kick it. Opportunity for Jan Lescourg, who we can say pretty much ran up his arse a bit. But after that, Colomier, Pinto got on that ball really well, really fast, really strong for a back three. Great steal. Great steal. From that, the option taken to run it quickly and then kick was a bit bizarre, but he was lucky. Got tackled late. Now he's looking at card options. Yeah, so yellow cards coming. Yeah, little trip. Little trip there. You saw him just sticking his foot out. That is a daft decision. That is a kind of a game changer. Edgar Retière will not be happy with that one.
And his opposite number, Delpy's going to line this one up.
Yeah, from a good situation for Biarritz. Poor exit off a kickoff from Delpy. Biarritz have managed to cough up a yellow card and an opportunity for Colomier to score again.
There you go. People were asking what Pro de Deux brings. Handbags and just general madness. And looks like an episode of Robot Wars as well, with the remote control car flying around. Delpy has got his radar in this evening. As Thomas Ramos is watching on, among others.
Alexandre Roumain.
Alexander Roumain. Can't see who that is lean forward. Oh, it's Teddy Thomas.
It is, yeah. Maybe they're mates with Delpy, seeing how he gets on.
And Thomas Ramos has brought a friend as well to his left. I don't know who that is.
Here you go, Timu again.
Not to be confused with the budget website. Seguelo going to the air. Zach Kibirigi on it. But a really good counter-ruck straight away from Colomier. They have the ball.
Ooh, what a clear out.
Myles Edwards on the carry. They see the space in the backfield from Kibirigi being caught with the ball. And they're controlling this one, and there's all sorts of opportunities on the right if they can use it. Vincent Pinto juggles the ball, gets smashed by Placine. Slows it up, and an unforced error from Enzo Sal.
Fair play, Biarritz, for holding out that one. That was a terrible kick. That was a terrible exit kick, straight into the hands of the prop. Managed to pass it to the speed guys, but that tackle there, he'd worked hard to come across. Then a slight error, slows the ball down, turnover. They'll be disappointed with that Colomier. They love moments like that. They love to get that ability. They had a kick-off to them, a good carry, a good kick, boom, turnover, chip over the top into space. And again, bam, they're into the opposition 22. Colomier are on a roll in this last kind of 10 minutes.
Good to see Myles Edwards. He's had a good start to the game. Signed from Mont-de-Marsan, formerly of Wasps and Worcester. So I think he must have been a teammate with Zach Kibirigi for a period, but he's definitely landed on his feet here, the big man.
Yeah, I wonder if he said anything when he just ripped that ball out of Zach's hands as he ran off into the sunset.
Biarritz, they've seen off 3 minutes of the yellow card. They're definitely under pressure, and the pressure valve not released yet.
Yeah, that's another. We said Biarritz started off well with that kick-off exit, and then They launched well and got those 3 points. But since that moment, they've been poor. Again, an exit there off a scrum. The scrum was steady. They passed straight back to the 10. Massive pressure from the 9. Weak kick away. And they honestly would have been better just taking that ball and throwing it straight to Colomier, same play.
Granouillet with the take, and they're going to try and get a march on. Larieux with his hands on the ball. It's fed back to Seguela. It goes to the edge. They've got space here. Ooh, almost covered, and that means Rodrigo Marta is in.
What happened there? Let's have another look at that. My God, that was pinball. So close to an interception. Then was there a knock on? Was the pass forward? It'd be interesting to have a look at this.
As Matthew Seb almost had the ball. Marta, the man on the spot.
Let's get a better angle on that. As it came out of Pinto's hands, was it forwards? Here, this should be a good angle. No, it wasn't. Still unknown.
I think that's going to be fine. Rodrigo Marta got 9 tries in 19 appearances last year for Colomier. I'll tell you what, this man Delpy nailing everything.
Yeah, a little bit lucky. It was a nice launch. This pass here from the 10, without breaking stride, putting a fast player into space is always tricky to defend. A little bit of luck there. But hey, Colomier have been racking up the entries into the 22.
Vincent Pinto did a goose step. Come on. That's it's worth the try for that alone. Just on the chat, some brilliant suggestions of legendary Biarritz players of the past that people remember. Taku Nguenya getting a few mentions.
How fast was he?
How rapid. That try against Habana. I can't remember which World Cup it was.
He gassed him, didn't he? Was
Absolute wheels.
It was so 7, wasn't it? Yeah.
One of the great World Cup memories, that. And Imanol Aranordaki was a beast in that team, yeah. And I mean, the image of Imanol Aranordaki with the little face bandage thing. Just one of those great images.
Yeah, the man behind masks.
Yeah. I'll get through some more of those, but do get yours in the chat. In fact, I've got a story about one of the ones that I've just seen. More on that in a minute. Let's stick with play here. Biarritz trying to get a foothold in this game. Colomier have been controlling it. They're a man up at the minute. 4 minutes left on the yellow card. And they're definitely getting the edge on the carries.
Lucky there, Biarritz. So that line break we just saw, that came from the Colomier turned over Biarritz. Bit of chaos, but decent tackle. Biarritz are so slow to get their spacings in defence. The ruck wasn't that fast. See how Colomier sensed that space, saw the space and attacked it. So you can organise plays and attacking systems, but that one was pure initiative. The player seeing the space, the 9 realising the space was there and passing to him through the hole.
Not even winning their line-out ball at the minute. Oh, it wasn't a knock-on, so it's been allowed to play.
What?
Son Zogny with the nudge through. Sal thought about the same thing, but Pinto's at it again, and he's got his Portuguese teammate alongside him. Couldn't find him on this occasion. Somehow snaffled by a Seb.
That was a pickpocket steal. Let's see that. That'd be brilliant. That was a real pickpocket steal. You don't see that often. Look, Colomier playing lovely rugby at the moment. They realised straight away 4v2. Went for it. Used the wise old bald man using his head. Eka Perez. Years at Perpignan taught him that one. Literally pickpocketed the ball off Pinto.
Yeah, his second season at the club, like you say. You don't get many 38-year-olds on the wing. He looks in good nick still.
He does. I think he had a great few seasons at Perpignan. The reason you don't see so many wingers is because speed is something, as you get older, a lot of people lose, but he's just about hanging in there, and he can still pull off plays like we just saw.
Well, he's definitely in that position at the minute, just behind his fly half.
Yeah, he's a captain and leader as well. He's one of these guys, even if he's a bit slower, you'd have him in the team to lead the guys, keep him in the fight.
Interesting, a scrum against the head.
Wow.
You don't see many of those, and Colomier going straight edge to edge, and Pinto's involved in everything at the minute. Seguela nips down the blind side. Kibiriges does well. Biarritz are back near their own line again. Placine trying to give them some go forward.
You hear the coach shouting pressure and pressure him.
This time Lecour gets a good touch, but no surprise, Colomier are going for it. They're smelling blood at the minute. It's been one-way traffic and they're getting yards with every single carry. El Fakir feeding Marta. Seguela inside to the hooker.
Whoa, that was class. Look how
Thomas
fast Colomier played. Wow.
And you can look at the face of Edgar Retier, man down, and they have been absolutely butchered while he's been in the bin.
Haven't they? They've been completely butchered. But the Colomier team, that extra man is back because there's so much space on the pitch. The chase from Biarritz wasn't that great. They hit, they get go forward, couple tacklers in, play the ball quickly. Look at this line from the winger.
Correction, it was Tartas that was linking with his winger, Marta.
It's a front row. Hitting a beautiful, running a great line, drawing a player, and lovely pop pass to his winger. Line break, fast ball. His front row colleague scoring one from at least 10 metres out. That'll be on his highlight reel at the end of this season.
And this is how we remember Colomier playing last year. This is what took them to the playoffs, and this is why it was such a surprise when Montauban beat them in the barrage.
Yeah, they were attacking like we see now, but Delpy looks like a welcome addition to that Colomier attacking Arsenal they had. They're looking good, aren't they?
One of the names that got brought up, one of the more niche names that got brought up of a legendary Biarritz player was the Viking Eric Lund. And
yes, he's still there. He's still in Biarritz.
He's still in Biarritz. This is what I was going to say. We actually had dinner. We had dinner with Eric Lund in Biarritz, Joe. That's what I was going to say.
We couldn't get the meat off him, but we got close. Got a few crumbs.
An amazing coq de boeuf. And Eric Lund brought the salad and ate all the meat. He won't be enjoying watching this because his teammates, his former teammates, and his team are in trouble at the minute. 27-3 down. Colomier in cruise control at the minute. Biarritz have made a lot of changes. 7 of them in the pack. They've kept the back line pretty much at full tilt. And when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, an unforced error from a 9 who's very experienced and a very good player. They'll be hoping for more. Or was it... Who actually kicked that kick? It was such a bad kick. They've taken it back to where he kicked from. That is poor. That is really poor. Again, Biarritz errors. You said they turned over a lot of players. A lot of players played from last year in the pack were the guys playing tonight. Some of the new players made such a good impression last week that they've given the team an opportunity, which they like to do in France. A number of changes, and at the moment it's backfiring on them.
And it's nips down the front. Almost put Laria away again.
Yeah, so that launch play you just saw, often if teams think the opposition are dedicating everybody to getting players in the air to steal the ball, they can run moves going off the back or off the front like we saw there to isolate whoever's left in the 5 metre channel with a one-on-one, with the ability for that player to ride the tackle and offload to the hooker. But at that time there, the move worked, but the offload failed. Came out of his hand, went forward. But the move would have worked. The coaches will be sitting there under their breath, insulting the number 7 who messed that one up.
I was just about to say, I assumed it was a penalty looking at the kick. I thought, what, Edgar Retier is back on the field and wanting to make amends for the yellow card, and he's just overcooked his free kick straight into touch. I don't know whether he knew that it was not a penalty, but an awful error when you're back on the field, and it just hands the initiative straight back to Colomier, who are making hay with every chance they've got. And that man, Thomas Larieux, in the mix with all of it as Placine tries to go in on the steal. Myles Edwards on the carry, gets to go forward. Quick ball now. And options, numbers, stacked up to the right. Seguela again, he's got lovely service. Timu with the little nudge through on the kick. That's a collector's item. Almost paid off.
They're going to have a look at this.
Gregoire Bazin was there.
Again, another really nice launch play from Colomier. Got them go forward and fast ball. Then they just stayed on top of it. Timur saw an opportunity and tapped it through his right foot. Kicked away from Zach.
That Kibiriges looked fairly, he didn't look like he had any worries when he was bouncing up off the floor from that.
Yeah, let's see what happened there. Wasn't clear enough from the angle we had to know as to whether Zach got downward pressure on it or not. Yeah, that's little and large, you're right. Look at the difference between those two. Tiny touch judge, massive ref. No, he didn't get it down.
Oh no, I think the try was there for Timu. I'm not sure Kibiriges got downward pressure on that.
No, he doesn't. Comes out of his hands.
Knocks on.
I think it's going to be a scrum 5 for Colomier. Zach doesn't control it, I don't think. Timu certainly doesn't control it. You can tell when he's punching the floor. Yeah.
That Kibiriges got a great poker face because he got up looking like he'd taken care of business.
It's just off Zach, did it go back or forward? Because if it went forward, then this is going to be a 5-meter scrum. A difficult situation to defend.
I'm saying back off Kibiriges, forward off Timu.
Yeah, the ref's agreeing with you, I think.
Alors, il n'y a pas d'en avant du premier bleu, il y a un avant du second bleu. C'est sur l'acte de courir au-dessus de la ligne d'en but, donc c'est renvoi d'en but, on est d'accord?
Yeah. Dropped from the try line. Dropped from the try line, they deemed that he didn't knock it on.
Okay, on est d'accord. Donc on est d'accord sur la reprise du jeu.
Well, I mean, they're 23 up already, but the game could have been almost done.
It could have been, yeah. I think that would have been disappointing. Come on, Biarritz, let's get back up into their half. Clock up a try. Sneak some more points for half-time and get us the game. Come on. I'm enjoying watching Colomier, but I want to see Biarritz get some fight and get back into this.
Graham Moore has said, while we're talking about players that have played for Biarritz Olympique, Ayula Arinli, who must have been a teammate with you at one point, Joe.
Yes, the Anaconda played for Biarritz. He was an incredible player, He had a couple of years at Wasps. On his day, he could do things no one else could. Carrying the ball, speed, power, incredible player.
Why the Anaconda, Joe?
He loves his favourite animal.
Mate, I was a teammate of his before you were. We played county rugby together.
No way.
Yeah, so he didn't tell me about his love of snakes then, so anyway, conversation for another day maybe. As the game continues, and Rodrigo Marta was in then, almost created a 2-on-1. Biarritz are on the ropes.
They are. Ooh.
Seguela, did that go backwards twice?
Again, Biarritz are lucky there. Lucky that Seguela Maljoué badly played that situation because, again, as they run at the line, Colomier, they're bending the defence, pulling apart the defenders and putting players into holes. As soon as they get fast ball, they're on it and they've got their hand on your throat until something happens. If they manage to play these situations better, Biarritz could be in real trouble tonight because Colomier are looking so good.
They really are. I love the knowledge in the chat as well. Thank you very much. I have described Myles Edwards as former Worcester and Wasps I've been educated. He was at Wasps for all of 4 months and injured most of the time he was there. So I think really he was a Worcester player. Either way, he's landed on his feet here in France. And his second game for his new club after signing from Mont-de-Marsan. And he's in the engine room now going to work on Biarritz at scrum time. What can Biarritz do though?
What a hit.
That says everything. You've got
Yeah,
you've got the talisman from Biarritz, Orban Placine, getting smashed, and the ball having to be kicked away by Biarritz. Good length on it. Delpy sat back in the pocket. A lot of energy on the chase from Colomier. Bonneval trying to give Biarritz some platform.
Aucune volonté de... Non, on ouvre les bras.
They were so close to ripping that one out the back.
On ouvre les bras, on fait exprès, on finit par le plaquage.
He didn't take the ball cleanly there, Retier. He didn't take the ball cleanly. He's done that a few times tonight. I think normally a 10 would want to get that ball away without the player smashing it down, but they got a penalty. This is their first opportunity. Hopefully if he kicks this one properly in the 22. Great kick.
So he's got a boot on him, he really has. I mean, a lot of the kicks have been a bit wayward, Joe. I think if you're facing up to Vincent Pinto, Rodrigo Marta, some of these boys in the backs for Colomier, I just think Biarritz's kicks have just been way too long, haven't they?
So I was just salivating over that tackle, that thigh tackle. But yeah, some of Biarritz's kicks have been a bit poor, but that last long kick they did wasn't so bad. They got the high ball back to play off it a bit. Anyway, now they have an opportunity.
Yeah, what can they do now? The start of the comeback for Biarritz Olympique. Sonzogny in the middle with the ball there somewhere. And I think he's taken this one to the house. Penalty advantage. And it is a penalty try.
Is someone to get the bullet here, yellow?
6, le 6, il me dit. 6 bleu.
Yeah, the opening try scorer for Colomier, Luca Planteret.
More dynamique.
10 minutes on the naughty step for him. Biarritz on the board with their first try of the night.
Yeah, so for everybody watching, the maul is a massive body. He's writhing forward. It's sometimes really hard to see what's happening, but this maul is flying towards the try line. If it suddenly all falls down and you see Colomier players on the floor, normally that means someone's done something illegal. You see 6 here. He ends up pulling it down, ending up on the wrong side, and it's him who gets the yellow card.
Yeah, almost certainly going over on that occasion. And it is one of the things I love about Pro D2, the quality of the mauling, and it's the contrast, because you get some wild attack play as well. And when you have to commit that many men to a maul, it opens up space elsewhere. We've seen that from Colomier already. Biarritz, how much confidence can they take from the full 7 points and an extra man?
Yeah, Colomier emptied the fridge during the yellow card of Biarritz. Let's see if Colomier can win back some of those points before half-time.
Has there been have you noticed any marked sort of shift in the style of play from last season, Joe, in Pro D2, just in the opening week? Any trends?
I just think the standards. The squads are all improved. Standards are getting better and better because better and better players are coming into the league. That's my first impression from that first week. Although I must say, Biarritz's defence of the launch plays has been pretty diabolical in each one so far.
Yeah.
Go forward, first phase, massive. Second phase, go forward. Again, third phase. They're going to pay at some point if you do that. And voila. There you go, man down.
Delpy on the carry, Larieux on the carry, Ray Nu'u on the carry, Vincent Pinto on the support line. It looks a bit like a training game, that try.
It did, didn't it? Biarritz are all over the shop, their setups on the launch plays. So instantly, Colomier getting go for in that first ball. We talked already tonight about what happens when Colomier get fast ball, that Toulouse effect. The ability of players to start reading where's the space, attacking the line in multiple numbers, with nines able to give the right person the right ball or carry, that's the option. Colomier looking good, huh? Oh look, Joe Takori as well.
Yeah. Francois Croat and Joe Takori. This is obviously a bit of a night out for the Stade Toulousain boys. It is in town after all, isn't it? It's only 5 miles from the centre of Toulouse.
It is. There must be real strong links between some of these guys and the boys playing. I mean, there's a number of ex-Toulouse players on the pitch. Guys who've been loaned on the pitch. Be nice to see, huh? See your mates turning up from Toulouse. Come watch them.
Question from James Anderson. Are all Basque fans as good as Bayonne's, or are Bayonne's fans the exception? No. We went to a Thursday night game last season. The end of last season, it was Biarritz, Béziers, and they are wild. It was so much fun.
I can't wait to do that again this year. Huh?
I know. And they were there 2 hours, a good 2 hours before kick-off. The local bars, it was packed in the stands. There was loads of teenagers were there on a night out as well. It was, I absolutely loved it. So, yeah, it's French rugby in general. It's the southwest of France in particular. And it's the Basque country even more so.
They love it, don't they? They absolutely love it. All right, then Erfa and Colomier. I just don't see Biarritz coming back into this game. The amount of fast ball that Colomier are creating is an indication of the difference between these two sides. And like I say, if this carries on, this scoreline at the end of this game could be 60 plus. Anyway, yellow card scrum time is one difficult area to defend. Where are Biarritz going to leave open?
Well, they've already shown they've got the tonnage up front. I mean, it seems like they're all at sea when the game gets loose, but with a man extra, you feel like they might be able to go to town here.
Yeah, they've got 7 in the scrum as well, so I'm not sure they've dominated any scrum tonight. Come on, Biarritz, let's have a smashing scrum here. Penalty or a good launch into the 22.
Break foot.
The break foot. I now know what French for break foot is. Break foot.
You can shout at the taxi driver when he's driving too quickly. The break foot, for anyone who doesn't watch, is it's a way of slowing down the scrum when they bind at the start. On the bind, you've got to have a break foot down. So when they eventually engage, it's not a massive impact. The break foot slows that whole process down. That's what they're talking about when they say break foot.
Shot there from Guillaume Tartas. He's already shown good hands, good defence as well now.
Whoa,
a break though for Biarritz. In clear ground. And it is the former Colomier man, Laborde, who's got them going. Ooh, is that a deliberate knock-on? Potentially another card now. What can Biarritz do with it? They've got the advantage now. They've got the ball. They've got a bit of impetus. Retier feeding the runner, getting into the 22. Johnny Dyer. Heath Backhouse. Pair of locks. And finally, a little bit of a spark from Biarritz. They sense, they know they have to do something. The game getting away from them. The scoreboard certainly has already got away from them. Laborde again, who started the whole move with that break.
That was Biarritz's best attack of the game. Some great lines. Laborde making a great break. He looks like a prop forward, but he moves like a back. He created an opportunity there. Some poor Colomier defence, we could say. Myles got left hanging by defenders on the inside, and the man with a bit more pace took the halt. And then good handling after, players hitting lines, playing instinctively. Oh, here we go.
Oh, they're off. They're off and they're away. Our card taking it to within 3 metres. Johnny Dyer waiting. Inching towards the line. Big moment for Biarritz this. As we approach half-time, 2.5 minutes. Just over 2 minutes till the half. With a man advantage. And a mountain to climb on the scoreboard at the minute. Taylor Morgan. Intelligent play from Bonneval, keeping it alive.
Gonna be disappointed with that, the coaches. So Biarritz carried twice with the forwards after slowing the ball down to do so. They didn't generate any fast ball to play off. So then they made one big long pass to the 10, another big pass. It's easy. The defensive line's on their line. There's 15 players in that first line. They're always going to fly up and smash you. Really poor decision making from Biarritz. The only time you ever make two big long passes like that is if you've got to go forward and the defense is so tight that the space is enormous out wide.
I was just having a think, Joe, when we were talking about the Bayonne-Biarritz thing, and obviously Colomier is a little area, or practically a suburb of Toulouse. These two teams must have that in common. They're both the kind of little brother to the bigger team at the minute.
Yeah, I think Biarritz wouldn't see it like that because of the years of success that they had. And Colomier years ago were quite successful and surpassed Toulouse in the 80s. But they're very much the baby brother now. Toulouse has become this behemoth, amazing to watch behemoth. Whereas Biarritz is still hanging in there and staying close to Bayonne, but Bayonne are getting further and further away.
Tyler Morgan getting some yards after contact. A little flourish from Biarritz towards the end of the half. Where was this? In that opening half hour. Carries with intent. So far, Colomier's defence has been organised, though. Absorbed everything that they've had to offer, and a knock-on kind of sums things up a little bit from Biarritz's point of view. We'll have the final play of the half.
Such a shame. A great bit of rucking from one of the Biarritz players here. I hope you get to see it too, because it's really aggressive. So the Biarritz player was carrying the ball, and he was still on his feet. The Colomier player was trying to hold him up, and the Biarritz player came in and absolutely smoked the Colomier player while the two were on their feet, creating fast ball for their team. Behind it, they made a silly error. Such a shame, as they have put together some beautiful attacks during this yellow card situation. Right, how quickly can Colomier get the ball off the pitch? Will you see Timu pick it up and spiral it out into the stand?
Well, he's already had one kick that could have led to a try. Why not?
He's the kind of guy who likes to have a kick. I think he might try it. You never know.
A reminder, it's every single Thursday night we're bringing you live rugby from Pro de right through the season. And one way you can just help let people know it's even happening is just putting a little thumbs up on the video right now. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel and just join us every Thursday. This is an absolutely amazing league. Follow the twists and turns of it here. And clearly, Colomier, they've lost a couple of players. They were gutted by getting knocked out at home in the barrage to the eventual winners of Pro de Montauban, but they mean business. Already one win racked up, and they have put in a very, very impressive first half performance that sees them 34-10 up at the half. Luca Plantere, a yellow card later in the half, but he opened things up with a try. Rodrigo Marta, the hooker Larieux as well, and I'll tell you what, Delpy's boot, Valentin Delpy, has been a smart acquisition, and he has nailed absolutely everything. Let's have a listen to what the players have to say, and Joe can flex his French.
Here we go, Yann, old player at Bordeaux. We're poor of our discipline, too many penalties we're giving away. So we're going to have to step up in the second half to really rival them.
Le capitaine de Colomier, Thomas.
So Colomier's captain now.
À notre micro. Thomas, ça ressemble quand même à une bonne première mi-temps. C'est quoi les sensations en tant que joueur?
On a plus 24 à la mi-temps, donc on est dans les plans qu'on voulait faire, envoyer du jeu, être discipliné.
We're executing the plan we wanted to do.
Sur chaque phase de règle, parce qu'on sait qu'ils ont des spécialistes dans ce secteur, donc pour l'instant il y a tout qui roule pour nous.
around the ruck we're doing really well because we know they've got some very good tacklers. Really, that first half was pretty good.
I think Tom Laria has summed it up absolutely perfectly. So, get a brew. Don't go anywhere. It's 34-10 here. We're going to be looking at Colomier, having a good old look at them in the second half, see if Biarritz can carry on that late charge they had at the end of the first half. But if not, Colomier, let's have a look at potentially one of the contenders for Bro de Deux. And we'll get the thoughts of Joe Worsley on that. But here is what else is going on the channel at the moment. I don't know how much you knew when you came here about the historic rivalry between Bayonne and Biarritz.
Yeah, not a lot, to be honest, before I came. But since I've been here, I've been learning more and more. Yeah, it's a pretty fierce rivalry. Yeah. The two stadiums are only, about 10-15 minutes apart.
Exactly. And there was a time when it was the other way around, Biarritz, where, I mean, that's one mad thing. You've joined a club that have some of those names, some of those faces on the walls that you walk past in the tunnel. It's nuts, isn't it?
Crazy.
Guys that you must have been a kid watching on the telly.
Yeah, some absolute rugby legends. And, we were lucky enough this week to have, with it being a big game, the club organised to get some of them in this week and come and speak to us and sort of present our shirts to us before the game. So it's the likes of Yashvili and Harry Nordicki in with us this week. Which
oh,
is
no way. What was that like?
Pretty cool, to be honest. Like you said, they're from a generation that you grow up watching, and a little bit further removed from it. Obviously, being when I was younger, not watching a lot of top 14 and stuff, but you remember them from Six Nations and World Cups, and they're
and I just love that identity. The fact that the Basque flags is your jersey. It's they're so passionate.
Yeah,
here, aren't they?
Not the prettiest shirt I've ever worn, but yeah, I think we really taps into the
red and white one with the Grinder as the sponsor. Was that your jersey when you first arrived? So that was amazing.
Yeah. That was a good one. I think there's good plans for the shirt next year as well. I'm led to believe, going back to something pretty classic. I think.
What, the red and white?
I think so.
I like that. I like the sound of that. But just that passion. That if I had to take one thing away from what you've said, it's just that emotion and that passion. And every single time I come back and watch a game or spend any time with people in France, it's massive.
Yeah, it is huge. It's pretty fierce and pretty tribal. That the sort of passion that you'd compare to football at home, I think. And it creates some fantastic atmosphere, especially in local derbies, the likes of when we're only going 45 minutes up the road to play games against Dax, so you get a good travelling support to go to games like that. And
what's the biggest game for Biarritz in just from that emotion point of view? Is it that Dax one?
I think it is that derby with Dax. We had a pre-season friendly against Bayonne, and
so should we put perch on the steps?
That rivalry is huge and it is really fierce, but. With it being a pre-season friendly, it's a little bit different.
Well, so what a cheat day meal be? Because that's today, isn't it? Calories don't count today.
I don't think I'd ever go that far. I think you maybe have to be even a little bit more careful over here because you can just get so carried away every day eating out. And
oh my God, I can understand how those Islander boys just get balloon.
It is incredible. Very lucky. Lucky part of the world to live in.
Mate, look at this.
The food out here is unbelievable.
How far away are you from here?
About 10-15 minutes.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
This will be me for the rest of the day. Once I get rid of you, settle in somewhere with a couple of lads.
I don't want to stand in your way. Let me let you get rid of me now. Appreciate your time. So if you're wondering what this is about, Joe Worsley has hatched a plan for you to come and enjoy what we have done so many times in France, what made us fall in love with French rugby. Come and actually see it, feel it, and be part of it. Joe Worsley, explain.
Yeah, so end of this month, we're taking a FR UK team down to play a team in Brive, and then we're going to watch Brive Grenoble. But the night before, we're going to have a party. Guys from their 97 Brive Heineken Cup winning team coming in. Loads of fans. It's going to be awesome 2 days.
Here are the top
You're all invited.
new international stars that are going to be gracing Pro D2 this season. Number 3, Dave Cherry, who has gone to Van. He'll be alongside Mako Vunipola in that Van front row. And he is currently the incumbent Scotland first choice hooker. So they've got a guy in prime form. And it just goes to show the strength of the Pro D2 that a guy like Dave Cherry is moving to the division. And Van are going to want to bounce straight back. Dave Cherry's the kind of signing that will enable that to be the case. Top 2 then. Number 2, Jamie Shilcock, signed for Brive. I think this is a class signing. I think for a lot of people this will go under the radar. Jamie Shilcock is that kind of a player. He regularly does go under the radar. But he is a class act. They loved him at Leicester Tigers. Worcester Warriors, he could slot in at 10 brilliantly. He could play 15. And I think it's going to be a really interesting battle. Who is going to get the 10 jersey between him and Kerwin Bosch? Both players, though, Jamie Shilcock and Kerwin Bosch, can both play 10 and 15. So they could both operate as dual playmakers in a Brive team. Jamie Shilcock just has a knack of doing the right thing at the right time. And I think Brive just needs someone to put them in the corners, put them in the right part of the pitch, kick the goals when they're on offer, do the percentages. And I think the electric players that they've got around the half-back pairing, when I look at John Cooney and Jamie Shilcock, I think they look like a couple of guys who could run the show and allow the rest of the working parts to do their thing. We will see, because there's going to be a lot of competition for promotion in Pro D2 this season. And Provence have made some good signings and are making some moves. And my number 1 international new face in Pro D2 is New Provence fly half Caleb Muntz. When I look at clubs like Leicester Tigers, when you look around and think there are loads of clubs missing a real high quality fly half that they can build a team around for a few years, I would imagine Caleb Muntz would have been on the shopping list for many, many teams. I imagine Provence have had to open the checkbook to get him, and rightly so. He is a class operator for Fiji, has masterminded some famous wins, and he looks prime to step into Pro D2. And he's the kind of player that you could feel would do a job in the top 14. Can he help get Provence there? They are building nicely. The build-up to the season is coming along nicely. These are just 10 of the many, many new faces. And I've only gone for the International Legion. There's lots of domestic French players as well that are going to be fresh in the division that could light it up. Let me know who you think I've missed out on the list that I should have done, should have put in. Let me know what you think of the players and the order that I've put them in. And most importantly, drop a little subscribe on the video so that you don't miss any of the live, free to air, live rugby that we have got coming your way this whole Pro D2 season.
And here are the games that are coming your way through September. It's half-time here in Colomier. They've got a commanding lead against Biarritz. Next week we'll be at Agen watching them play against Grenoble. 3 times unlucky. Are they going to get back to the top 14 this season? Then we'll be visiting Grenoble and the amazing atmosphere they create there against Nevers before Agen Béziers. And at the end of September as well, big game. In Brive, and Joe Worsley, you were just telling us briefly about the tour you have hatched. Give us the lowdown.
Yeah, so we had so much fun last season. You talked about when we went to Biarritz, watched Bayonne, watched Biarritz playing rugby, but then we also played a rugby match with Old Mill Hillians. It was amazing. It was incredible. You're going to see more about that, but we're going to try and recreate that every other month this season and take you guys watching out to France to join us to have fun. You can just join in for the crack, have drinks, watch the rugby, have a good time. But some people who will be contacting directly will be playing rugby with us as well. So we just want to get that club vibe going for FR UK. Take you guys out for tours regularly during the season. Aix-en-Provence, Toulon, Bordeaux, all these amazing places we can go to. We're going to go and see. We're going to create great content and have a great time.
And the cool thing about it, having done it, is it is cheap as chips to get a flight out to France.
Exactly.
And,
it's 50 quid to fly to Brive.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. So it seems silly not to. So yeah, how do people get in touch if they're interested in this trip at the end of the month, Joe?
So there's an email address, brievetour@frukrugby.com. You saw it at the end of that flyer. It's on the channel as well if you want to watch it again and take the time to pause it and write it down.
There you go. Let's get our focus back onto the second half here. It's the Stade Michel Bondechou, the home crowd, very happy at the minute. At Colomier, 34-10 up.
Whereabouts in Manchester were you doing your 10 best foreign players coming in?
Oh, mate, the beach in Manchester's lovely. No, I've decided, having watched that and also watched the little interview with Zach Kibiriges in Biarritz, I'm only going to work in lovely
bathed
coastline.
in sunshine by a coastline.
Sunshine on
Fair
the beach.
enough.
That's just how it's going to have to go now, I'm afraid. Here come Biarritz then. They've got a mountain to climb. They were poor for large parts. Little glimpses of what they're capable of. It is a very French rugby thing to be good at home as Biarritz were. They had a really, really good win last week. Racked up 55 points against Béziers. And then away from home, it looks like a totally different team.
Yeah, that French habit of rotating their squads. Part of the reason for rotating the squads is to keep the whole team engaged and motivated to play. Remember, the season's like 11 months long, so you've got to keep everyone in the loop and playing. Otherwise, it can be a long year. You can lose people, get a load of sappers turning up. But the other reason the French have this culture of changing and away games being less important is 20, 30 years ago, they had pools around the country. So you played in your pool. If you finish in the top half of it, which basically meant winning your home games, you go through to the playoffs, and then they got serious in the playoffs. So one of the cultural hangovers from that way of having a league is some of the away games they'll not be as engaged as they were. But that is changing. In the 12 years I've been in France, it's become less and less of an issue.
Well, here come Colomier. I wonder if Biarritz seemed to be out very early. I wonder if they got a rocket from their coach and just got sent out. Get out of my sight. I don't want to see you. Get out on that pitch and sort it out in the second half. I'm sure the messages from Colomier were right. Don't let your foot off the gas. More of the same.
I think an emotional message to the Biarritz players is necessary at halftime. There's nothing you can change, really, organisation-wise, there and then. They just need a rocket and maybe change their mentality a bit. A few subs, like we're seeing there, I think.
Are you good at dishing out a hairdryer as a coach, Joe? Is that something you've got in you?
I know. I'd say it's not my strength. I'm more into the analytical side of things and get emotional about certain things. The one time I lose my head is at the lack of effort. Then I'll go into full Alex Ferguson.
Well, the change has been made for Biarritz. Arandiga, signed from Colomier, 21-year-old. His debut this evening. He's on at half-time and reasonable kickoff for his first touch for his new club against his old one. Seguela, very influential in that first half. Good length on that box kick, putting Kibiriges under all kinds of pressure. He wrestles himself into position.
Zach did really well there. He did really well there. He didn't get in the air. He got kind of smashed, but he rode the tackle. Managed to roll out of it and break away, get some go forward. Won a penalty for his team. He did very well. Retier, the Biarritz 10, been taken off. They're centering. Look, there he is, looking ashamed, we could say, at the moment. After his 30 minutes yellow card taken off at half-time. Not probably what he wanted to happen tonight. In front of all his Toulouse mates who are watching in the stands.
Yeah, not a fun return home, is it?
No, not at all. I mean,
well, let's see what the youngster can do.
Harsh world.
It is quite a lot of youngsters on the bench for Biarritz. A few academy products. Like I say, the Arandiga, flying half, they've picked him up from Colomier. They're building that Basque identity in Biarritz. Johnny Dyer managing to take the tip back. Hugo Pirlet around the corner. Jegalenia, Swiss international. Biarritz are stacked up to the right. They've got men behind. They go out the back twice. There is space on the edge if he'd given that pass. But Howard was held with the ball. I think he's going to cough this one up for a maul. Oh, it seemed to me like it was on, Joe.
Yeah, some coaches would be preparing the substitution right now after what he just did. They'll be writing down, get number 7 off now, because there was an overlap. He could have thread that pass through, I think, relatively easy. Then he carried, and he got manhandled by the Colomier defence and held up.
The work had been done. Give that pass. Kibiriges was there, and there were men on the edge.
In French, they say la gamelle. When you don't pass the ball, you're being selfish. It's a dog bowl, and the dog doesn't share the water with any other dogs or the food with any other dogs. La gamelle. In England, we say is a crowbar. Which, if you want to know what crowbar is in French, pied de biche. Hoof of a small deer.
More. I want more of that, Joe.
Defo.
Who needs Duolingo?
Honestly, the coaches are going to be doing their nut at situations like that. Again, we get few opportunities.
Yeah.
They had crappy slow ball. They reversed the play, went back the other side. Colomier blitzed hard. There was an opportunity to go over the top. It wouldn't have made a line break, but they would have carried on, got that fast ball, maybe played off it. Instead, La Gamelle carried it into contact, held up, turnover.
I've just thought of a new little segment for the channel as well. I just mentioned Duolingo. You can teach us French vernacular.
Definitely.
We just got one there. Duolingo coming soon.
Duolingo. Nice kick.
Did he take that back in? Oh, another error.
Oh, mate, Zach, I thought he'd not taken that in.
I mean, if he'd been 1 metre further back, that would have been an absolute peach of a kick.
I thought he was still in the 22 because that was
it was passed back to him there, wasn't it?
Connected with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can lip read English. That's how close he was. Half a metre. The full interview with Zach Kibirige that you saw a little snippet of at half-time is on the channel right now. You can watch that at full time. Stick with the game right now. Colomier on the attack, in a commanding position. Been really impressed with Seguela, scrum half. The ball is in and it's away, and he's got a really lovely long pass on him. Reynou round the back to Valentin Delpy. Penalty advantage. Was that a high tackle there? It's almost like the threat of Reynou, who at inside centre, is just opening up space for other people. He's attracting so much attention. Delpy with a nice flat ball that time. Pinto, he's dropped a few this evening. He's done a few lovely breaks as well. They had the penalty advantage in the back pocket.
Yeah, Pinto has made quite a few errors tonight, hasn't he? You can see he's a class player, but he won't be happy with his game at the end. Colomier again there, just picking apart the Biarritz defence. However, not able to maintain that skill level. Knock on, but they've already got a penalty in the pocket for this high tackle there.
The Brive have a little resident house band. I was just hearing the Colomier one.
No,
piping up.
It's one. They're called bandos, I think, or maybe that's in the Basque Country. So, a lot of towns and villages will have like a brass band, almost like in the north of England, and they are awesome. And they practice loads. They come to all these festivals, and whenever they're playing, they bring a lot of atmosphere. Bordeaux, there was always one in the stadium. They were banging. They used to play some great tunes. Loved them.
Delpy's been faultless this evening and continues. 37-10. Biarritz had an opportunity to continue that momentum that they got at the end of the first half. On come the replacements. Some of those young academy products. I mentioned Alban Placine. He was an academy product at Biarritz once upon a time. He's back at the club now after being with Toulouse, but that's his job done for the evening.
Yeah, Vassili, who's at Toulouse for a few years.
Yeah,
he's come on.
The
He joined
Samoan.
us last year.
It's his second season. Big frame that could come on and take some names. Georgian international on at prop as well.
Timu's an expert. Feeling the tackler coming, getting his body in a position where he can't get smashed back.
Kibirige under all kinds of pressure. He's doing really well under the high ball. Colomier thought they sniffed the counter up. Biarritz have the ball, telegraphed a bit to the outside. I think Colomier knew exactly where that was going.
They carved that one in stone, it took so long.
There's Laborde that found himself on the edge. There we go. There's one of the new faces adding a bit of impetus. Not Sabidze, that's the Georgian international I mentioned. Say Georgian international, he's not played for Georgia since 2019. I mean, there's that many props. There's one position, if he was any other nationality, he might have had a shot.
Yeah, there's like over 100 props, I think, Georgian props on French rugby or something crazy. They're everywhere.
They deadlift for days.
And wrestle. And eat amazing Georgian food. Like
Never been.
King Kali, Khachapuri.
Obviously you coached at Georgia. You must have spent some time there. What's it like?
It's a wonderful, wonderful country. Any excuse we have to go there, we need to take.
GR UK Rugby starting soon. Kibirige this time is. Oh, I was going to say his kick was on the money. Yeah. The chase was decent. Marta just manages to evade the tackle. Colomier Camry group.
Fast ball there, will they go for it? Yeah, look, see the difference? They're not going for the kick, they're seeing the fast ball and playing. It's a big difference. Now he's been dominated, scrum half's communicated that we're kicking.
Oh, Kibirige again read that one, snatched it out of the hands of Colomier. And was that almost a 50-22? He has judged that kick well.
Yeah, I think he wanted that one to stay on. Kibiriges was chasing that down. I know he's 102, a bit slower than he used to be, but he would have been putting serious pressure on there.
Just returning to some of those legendary Biarritz names, I asked for some in the chat, just because Biarritz are in Pro D2 now, but they've been to the very summit in French rugby. They sat at the top table in continental rugby as well. Betson, Armitage, Serge Blanco, of course. Some amazing names. Damien Try, got to mention. They have had some legends playing at that club. Hopefully good days ahead for Biarritz. Tough half an hour in store for Biarritz right now. Although it has been a slightly brighter second half. Conceded the 3 points, but an improvement, Joe?
Yeah, Biarritz has locked it down, but Colomier have made a few good attacks, but they need to put this one to safe, because in France you get a bonus point in attack if you score 3 tries more than the opposition. Currently they're 3 tries ahead, but you never know, Biarritz snatch a late try and they won't get that bonus point. So Colomier need to put some more tries down, and honestly the way they're playing that first half, we only see glimpses in the second. They can run at the line, they engage the defence and they make the right decision. Around ruck time they're clearing out really well. Picking, playing quickly at the right time, kicking at the right time. They're on top. It's just a few kick errors, a few pass errors are holding them back. We need to see more of that incredible attacking play we saw in the first half, because I was really enjoying it. I'd love to see more.
Just being told in the chat that don't forget Union Sportive Colomier Rugby have been to the top table of European rugby themselves, and you know what? They were, I've completely forgotten this, they were runners-up in 1999.
Yeah, was that when all the English clubs didn't play in it?
I think it might have been. That may be why it's not in
I'm not detracting from what they did. I mean, I seem to remember Ulster v Colomier being that game.
You know, spot the player who was playing at that time and winning competitions at that time saying, we weren't in it though. Good knowledge, Joe Worsley. Thank you very much, Hamed, in the chat.
Again, a Biarritz error, coughing it up. Running back into their 22, and now one option. Stick it in row Z.
Arandiga, decent exit. But what could have been Laborde there, the former Colomier man, broke the tackle. The ball was on a plate. It went. Well, it was there to go.
His morphology is very much powerful ball carrier, isn't it? Big unit. Some of the Biarritz hierarchy who are going to be very disappointed tonight with what they've seen. Yeah, line out, not straight. Slight rule change this year. So if the opposition don't compete in the air, the referee will let line outs like that go.
It was interesting, actually. I'm wondering if anything was said last week, Joe, because I noticed that a lot of those quick ones to the front that Van were doing against Brive were probably not straight, but they didn't give the opposition an opportunity to compete. I just wonder if that's something maybe referees might have a look at, or clubs might have a look at, just as we adjust to those new rules.
Maybe the referees want the ball to be in play, so scrum and line out, they want it to be in play. If it's slightly out, there's no one who was there who could have interfered and stopped that line out from not being being won by the team they're throwing it to. They're just going to let it go because we want to play rugby.
Well, another rule change, or law change, sorry, to let you know about in Pro de Deux is the referees are insisting that the ball gets put into the scrum straight. We've already had one against the head from Colomier. They conceded an against the head scrum that ended up in a pushover try as well to Mont de Marsan, so that's having an impact. That feels kind of a little bit old school, very much Pro de Deux, and French rugby is adopting that in the top 14 as well, which returns this weekend, and there's loads of coverage on FR UK building up to that.
Yeah, definitely. I think straight is not dead straight. Straight
yeah,
it was getting ridiculous. It was getting ridiculous, wasn't it, last year?
Less obviously skewed. At least pretend to be pretending to put the ball in a bit straight. But we'll definitely watch how that one adjusts.
He gets his arms free there. Ooh, lucky break. But he's had it ripped. So the penalty there is Nu lost the ball. As he regathered the ball, he was tackled by the 7. As they were going to deck, and the referee said they'd already hit the deck, the 7 then ripped the ball off him. If you're on the floor, you can't do that. If you're on your feet, you can. The reason it's a penalty is because the referee thought he was on the floor off his feet.
Delpy punishes them with another entry to the 22. Yeah, it's not been a good few minutes for our card. Oh, it was a bit unfortunate there. It was almost like the ball got put into his hands rather than him taking it.
I think Nu lost the ball. He lost the ball and then it kind of ended up in the 7's hands. That was very unlucky. From the ref's point of view, it might have looked exactly how he called it, because from the position he was, he probably saw Nu carry the ball to the floor, the 7 fall on top of him and then come out with the ball. These things happen.
There we go, to the front of the ball, and I'm not sure why that one stopped.
Who's on now? Who's come on now in place of Jan Lesgaard?
Or a Cook's chair.
Where did you learn to pronounce that? That's incredible.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm going with it. Confidence is everything. It's like a questionable outfit. You've just got to own it.
Fantastic. I think it sounded
Or a
good.
Cook's chair, Spanish international. He's another player that's come through the Biarritz Academy.
Okay. If anyone watching can correct us on our Basque pronunciations of surnames, please do. It's very difficult sometimes, especially with the X.
Another player who doesn't necessarily look the position that he plays there as well. I'll try and work out who that was. But yeah, it's Oryx Chea with the ball now. Yeah, I think you're right, Joe. That wasn't particularly straight, was it? Oh, but there you go, bang on cue.
You called it. There goes Timu. You going to flatten someone?
This is what you get in Pro de Deux. Proper scrums, contested scrums. You also get some players pushing other ones into contact. I'm sure that's illegal, but it's been let go. And Colomier and that man Ray Nu'u, he's been shut down in fairness tonight. one of the key runners for Colomier. Pinto's been busy. Seguela's taking care of business. And Delpy is just sitting, waiting for his moment. The number 10 in midfield at the minute, getting his podder forwards just in front of him. He's looking for the mismatch. Sure, he'll ask for the ball at some point. As soon as Biarritz looks stretched. Not this time. Biarritz's defence holding firm. Forwards round the corner again. And when Delpy does get the ball, wasn't the right time, and Biarritz have done well to turn it over. A good defensive set. They found grass with the kick. And Pinto, another error. That's a confidence building set from Biarritz in defence.
As he's just run off to get out of scrum cap, he lost his scrum cap. But really good defensive set from Biarritz. The first 2-3 phases they were taking water and they were going backwards and losing the collisions. Then after one dominant collision, they got their defensive settings in place. They got the right spacings. They could start coming up, making 2-man hits and started to dominate those collisions. If you start to dominate the collisions and then you stay on top of the opposition, eventually that turnover will come. It might take 3, 4, 5 phases like it did there, but eventually it will come if you keep dominating. That for Biarritz is something they'll take, watch next week and say, look, that's what we want to be when we defend.
I don't know what this song, I just, the one that the brass band are playing at the minute is one of my favourite songs. When they play that in the French stadiums during the whole World Cup, they would just play it before every game in every stadium. I can't remember what it's called. It'll come to me in a minute. Help me out in the chat if you know the one I'm talking about. It's an absolute banger. Biarritz, what can they do with the territory that they've earned? Well, they can Kibiriges out the back. Bonneval stepping. Looks like he's been held up. Really good defence from Colomier. A little bit telegraphed from Biarritz.
Yeah, I mean, Bonneval, from a famous rugby family, father, an incredible player. His brother's not bad either, but he's a good attacker, but he's been blessed with Mr. Burns' body. And when he goes into contact, sometimes he gets held up like that. It's one of his weaknesses.
The song I was talking about, by the way, Les Yeux d'Emily, and it is a belter.
The eyes of Emily.
Yeah, is that what that means? Thank you.
Les yeux d'Emily. Oh, thank you. Who gave us that info? That's awesome.
That was Zvibo, and the other amazing tune they played during the whole World Cup, and it's the reason why I have a very, very soft spot for Aviron Bayonnais, which, you know, Biarritz fans watching won't appreciate me saying, is La Peña Bayona. They played that in every ground at the Rugby World Cup, and that is maybe one of the best songs that any team plays in any ground anywhere.
I love that song. People from Biarritz must like it as well, secretly. They must like it.
Yeah, and that song, they're playing it again. It's Joe Dassin is the name. Thank you, Charlie Richardson. Dans les yeux d'Emily by Joe Dassin. Get it in your Spotify playlist. It's a belter. As we focus back on the rugby, Rodrigo Marta getting clotheslined. Assistant referee is letting the ref know that advantage will be coming Colomier's way. It looks like they've got numbers on the left if the ball can go quickly. Delpy didn't think it was quite on. Bodies all over the place now. Some of the shots that are going in.
Yeah, the nine's slowly getting back in. Here we go.
Oh, you can hear the contacts at the minute. Take your pick of pens.
Yeah, that tackle without arms. I think we might see it soon. There. Ah, that's a bit harsh.
Peter Osling, Take a Bow. This song, the one that they're still playing, the one by Joe Dassin I'm raving about, apparently based on a German song. So the knowledge in the chat tonight is exceptional.
Phenomenal.
I mean, I'm assuming you're right, Peter. I don't know well enough to... I'm just going to go with it. There's Rodrigo Marta, head still attached, as we move into the final 20 minutes.
Colomiers, this last 20 minutes, they've not been as efficient as they were in that first half. Again, we'll come back to that bonus point. This is the kind of game at the moment where you can lose that bonus point and leaves a sour taste in your mouth after the match. They've really got to get another try at least on the board to secure that bonus point.
I mean, it may well be with, 27 points the difference going into the final quarter. Biarritz will have more they can take out of this second half so far to look at when they're doing their prep for next week's game.
Definitely, we're talking 60 points in the first half. That great defensive set we talked about earlier is one of the reasons Colomiers haven't scored. And yes, there are certain aspects I'm sure the Brits guys will be taken out of those moments during the second half.
The line-out could do with some improvement for Colomiers. They've got the ball back. Reynou on the charge. Ooh. Out the back to Caleb Timu. The big Australian getting the knee up into contact. Not quite as fluent from Colomiers in this second half.
No, it's not, is it? The way they play is difficult. Even Toulouse will make mistakes. To play that quickly, to play the ball, you're relying on instinct and players reading the opportunities. When that happens sometimes, like you see off this quick ball here, sometimes it's difficult to make the right pass. But I think there was just an error of technique in which a player who should have made a pass that any pro should make got it wrong. So it's not always you're trying to make the wonder pass. Passes like the one we just saw should be made.
Alexandre Bory onto the field, one of the new signings for Colomiers, replacing Alberto Carmona. Bory signed from Massy in National, so yeah, big night for him.
Massy is in the south of Paris. It's quite a rough part of Paris where they just produce amazing players. We need to go there with FI UK at some point.
Yeah, you really sold it well. Rough part of Paris, let's go. The nice parts of Paris, I love Joe.
It's rougher maybe than Saint-Germain or something like that, but it's just got an incredible rugby culture, producing so many incredible players.
Oh, that I'm here for, mate.
Yeah, I want to go there. I want Cameron Waukee to take us around Paris. Show me his rugby upbringing. It'd be amazing.
I'm just going to finish the song chat for a second because it's La Peña Bayona, the Bayonne song that is based on a German song, not the one by Joe Dassin. So there you go. Or maybe Austrian. Bit of disagreement in the chat there. Adam has put it nicely as well in the chat. Maybe is this what you're saying? Massy is Paris's Croydon.
Perfect. The perfect analogy.
Which is where Emilien Gaiton was born.
Yes, wasn't it? So many links.
Colomier away. Vincent Pinto crawling the extra couple of yards. Seguela gets the ball, nudges it to the edge. Waiting out there is Morel. Can't get it before it goes into touch. What is going on?
Oh my God. Thanks, Kibiriges, for that one. Pass to my toes. Loads of pressure on me.
23, vous gênez la remise en jeu, le 23.
So one of the players prevented him from passing that ball correctly.
Robin Balman onto the field and in the referee's bad books.
His old school headband.
D'accord, on est à 3 ou 4, on va passer aux pénalités. Donc discipline, que ça soit sur l'intro, ok? Allez jouer.
Great kick.
Nearly, and I want to see the replay of whatever this was. Here we go. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he penalised the man, preventing him from playing the ball properly. That's why it's such a terrible pass.
El Ansari, good footballing skills though, getting his foot to the ball. I don't know if that's legal or not, but the other play was illegal. So Biarritz on the ball then. How can they finish? Can they finish strong? It's been a better second half. They started to have a bit of a flourish towards the end of the first half. more opportunity, the short side there. They're just not able to manipulate that Colomier defence.
You can just see how much slower they are at playing the ball. The ability to carry, the ability to rock, the nines, the ability to get the ball out. It's so much slower, and it's giving Colomier all the time in the world. But they're good step, wins the one-on-one, gets the offload. Now there's fast ball.
Barcelele with the support, the replacement, Ulji. And I have to say, Oracook's chair been pretty lively since he's come on, but not for the third time in the game. I thought Colomier were going to hold them up and get a maul. Yes, they have.
That is one of the weirdest tackle maul turnovers I've ever seen. The 12 kind of lost it, as I'm not sure who it was. Is it
Rodrigo Marta was on the deck.
Was Marta? Marta was actually being picked up by the 12. Somehow managed to hold on and create a maul despite having his feet a good few inches off the ground there. I'd love to see that again. Come on, that was funny. A unique situation. That 12's very strong. He's got a props body like we talked about earlier. So the ability to pick up a player trying to tackle you is quite unique. But yeah, a very odd
George
turnover
North, Israel Folau.
Yeah. And Matthew Tate.
Gavin Henson.
Gavin Henson, yeah, I was playing in that game.
Were you?
I was. We bloody lost.
Still hurts as well by the sound of it, mate.
Yeah. What do they all call him? The handbag? That became his nickname, I think.
Penalty at scrum time for Biarritz. And some defensive Massey in Paris as well, saying it's not that bad. I quite like it. We're going to go. We're going to go and find out about the rugby culture there.
Seriously, it's incredible. And the club's got a spirit that's meant to be out of this world. So, yeah, it's certainly... We talked earlier about going to Bordeaux, going to Toulon, going to these Aix-en-Provence, all these amazing places. Going to Massy, I think, will be just as rewarding for everybody. Then we can go to Racing, go to the arena afterwards to have the other end of the spectrum.
But while they still have the arena, they're leaving it. They're building a new stadium.
I think they intend to play quite a few games there still. It's just they're always going to have the other stadium, the old stadium in Colomiers.
I think it probably says everything about Biarritz. They're just not quite all on the same page this evening. They go and did the jumping pod, and the hooker wasn't stood on the touchline with the ball. But their fans have been absolutely fantastic this evening. That's what Pro de Deux is all about. That's what French rugby is all about. They're cheering, come what may. The ultras are always there. But yeah, what is the distance between?
I think it'd be a 5-hour trip.
Biarritz and Colomier. Fair play.
5-hour trip, I reckon.
In that corner, can the Biarritz players in the red and white give their fans something to cheer about? Give them a glimmer of hope. Can't call a scrum from a free kick now.
Remember, they're defending for their bonus point here.
Yeah. I'll let you explain that in a minute, because the bonus point system is different from other leagues. Biarritz 2 metres short. Colomier are defending like it means a point to them. Pride at stake for Biarritz as we close in on the final 10 minutes.
He's over there, I think.
Just short. On the line, Laborde, the former Colomier man, had his hand out. He wanted the ball. It goes short to the forward pod. Laborde in to push it over, but he's going on the pick and go. Kibiriges waiting there. He's got his feet, gets to him, almost snipes through. Good tackle.
Oh, he's on that.
It is Laborde. I think he stepped in at outside half now for Biarritz, by the look of things. The skipper, left-hand touchline. That sounded like a whistle of a penalty.
Yeah, just to explain to everybody again, 3 tries. If you score 3 tries more than the opposition, you get a bonus point in attack. A defensive bonus point, you have to be within 5 points of the opposition to get a defensive bonus. Now, I actually prefer it to the 4-try bonus point situation, because often teams score 4 and then boom, it's done, the game's over. But because they're fighting for an extra point now, this is going to be miles tastier than it would have been. had they already had the bonus in the pocket for 4 tries.
Ulji with the carry. It comes back to the blind side. Have they got to the line? It's over. It's on the line. Millimetres again. It's held up. The Biarritz players are incensed. They're appealing. Oh. Was Delpy off his feet playing the ball to stop that from going to the line? Were you allowed to when it's on? I don't know.
It's all right when it's kind of on the line like that.
Yeah. Delpy can do it all tonight. And he clears lines. Much improved second half. It's been good defence, to be fair, from Colomiers. Zach Kibiriges links with his captain again. Awakard making the extra man. Dribbles. It's there out the back, but numbers are covered, so it has to go to the boot. 50-22. Almost.
Yeah, I think they passed it back as well into the 50. But still good option. Good option to thread it through. Now put pressure on them. Probably get another counter-attack opportunity should they defend the line out really well, not give Colomier an easy exit. Pressure the kicker. Try and get another opportunity to get over and deny Colomier a bonus point. Myles Edwards coming back on now.
Yeah. So there's interchanges. So Myles Edwards, big old unit. You see this a lot in French rugby. The players will have a 20-minute, half-hour stint, go off for a bit, come on again. Caleb Timu, he's put in a shift tonight. And you saw the replacement scrum half for Colomier, 19-year-old Nathan Cullinat. Only 4 appearances last year. Already got a couple now. They obviously like the kid. But it's Biarritz's replacement scrum half that's definitely added a little bit more tempo to the play.
Forward pass, another turnover. Uji's looked good since he's come on. Quite tasty young potential player.
Yeah, another 20-year-old. Made his debut for the club last week from the academy.
Cool. Myles just practicing his French or his Basque there. Some of the Biarritz players.
Who have Brive got this weekend, Joe? What's the...
They're travelling to Dax. So Dax had to cut quite a few players. They had a few difficulties during the off-season, but it's in Dax. First home game. Dax is an incredibly proud city, the Les Landes, next door to the Basque country, and they have a similar attitude to life. It's not an easy place to go.
Provence, Valence, Roman should be a fun game. Valence with a surprise package last year, and they just play a great style of rugby. I'm looking forward to that one. And the other one is about Van Soyuangalem. Should be pretty tasty, Joe.
Yeah, I remember Johnny talking about second game having to go up there. Difficult first game, they managed to manoeuvre past Provence, and then second game off to Van. And Van, like you saw in the game against Brive, at 14 men after 20 minutes, they are engaged, they are motivated. That is their biggest thing, and it's huge in rugby to have 23 players in a squad that's so motivated they just fight for everything. I can't wait to go there as well. When we talk about tours, that is one place. Yeah. Everyone tells me it's off the hook brilliant.
Yeah, the bagpipes, the fact that their big Celtic song is kind of I think it sounds just like Land of My Fathers. Same tune almost.
Beautiful.
It's,
the crepes,
that'll be a special trip.
The crepes, the galettes, the cider. Let's not forget that side of things either.
Flexion
and oysters.
Now you're talking. So much to love about French rugby, including a proper scrummage. And it was Colomier's loose head side that's won them the penalty on that one.
Yeah, it's hard to see from the angle we had, but the way that the Brive team smashed through the tight head of Colomier and spun him round, the referee must have seen something evident. He was quite sincere and quick about what he called. If we have another close-up look, we can have a guess at what happened in the dark arts of the scrum. So maybe the Brive players stepped out and went round. You could say that. It's hard to see again from that angle. So when you go round, it means the prop shifts off who he was pushing against. Kind of slides off to the side and the whole thing spins around.
One error one way, one error the other.
Yeah, this second half was Colomier going to be really disappointed with this. They were on form, focused, motivated, engaged. It's evident to everybody they were going to win this game relatively easily, but unfortunately when that happens sometimes, players can slightly dip, a few percent come off where they were, and when that happens, these errors start creeping in. They're just nowhere near as efficient as they were. Really, Colomier are going to be disappointed with the second half performance. They're lucky they haven't let Biarritz score another try and lost that bonus point. They've still got it in the bag, and they need to persevere for this next 5 minutes to get what they really deserve from that first half performance out of this game.
Well, a penalty on the last one, a free kick on this one. Up to a full penalty for, I don't know if that was for back chat.
Yeah, I think someone said something.
That's a coach killer. That's frustrating. Frustrating was a word actually in various contexts which Zach Kibiriges used, like lots of amazing, brilliant things. He did use the word frustrating when he was talking about the financial situation at Biarritz.
Yeah, they had a lot. It's a club that's been through the mill in the last 5 years. Different coaches, different people running the club. They need steady hand on board in the coaching department and inside the offices running the club. Hopefully
I'm just going to have to point out, Joe, that is La Peña Bayona, the tune that's being played now, the song that I was referring to, the Bayonne song.
It is a beautiful song. Even the Colomier fans are singing it, I think.
I know. It's transcended Bayonne. Can Colomier put the icing on the cake then? Pinto. Oh, a strong defence. Theo Lachaude just rides that tackle. There is penalty advantage, so maybe it was offside perhaps for Biarritz. Whatever the case, they've got an opportunity out the back. Eventually gets to the wing. Bounce pass. Rodrigo Marta caught there. Colomier. Oh, no.
Yeah, that last ruck, they're really slow to come in and clean. Very incredibly slow. The Brits team should have stolen the ball. That's again the second half. Players have not been reacting as well as they did in the first half to win that fast ball. It wasn't a bad carry. The support players just held on. If they create a fast ball there again behind it, you never know what Colomier can do, and they just had far fewer opportunities this half than they did in the first. Partly because simple support play has not been as good as it was in that first half.
Joe, you kind of said before the season that you expected the big contenders in Pro D2 to be Grenoble, Brive, Vannes, Oyonnax, and was Colomier
Provence.
Provence. But would you?
No,
How
Colomier
close
are a dark horse. They're a dark horse.
Yeah.
Like Montauban were last year. A team capable of doing amazing things in attack, but they needed to get a tougher underbelly, the pressure game, the defence. I don't think tonight will give us any judgment call on that side of things.
Well, can they finish strong? Little nudge through. Can he get it? Yes, that's a lovely touch. And a fantastic finish from Baptiste Serrano.
Yeah, the Biarritz player, did he slip? He seemed to be 5 metres ahead of Serrano.
Dropped onto his foot. This was class footballing skill.
Plusieurs fautes. Vous arrivez à l'épaule, pénalité. Sur la touche d'après, vous prenez un joueur en l'air, vous le
is that Ray Nutu?
Vous prenez déjà en l'air, c'est trop tôt. Faute répétée, ça sera carton jaune.
He's been marshalled really well, because every time I've watched Ray Nutu, he's just torn teams to pieces. Biarritz obviously have said they need to shut him down, but that opens up opportunities for other people. Fantastic bit of footwork from Ray Nutu.
Yeah,
Serrano.
Poor
on the end of
messaging
it.
from the team. You're right, Tim. I think there's some poor messaging from the Brits team saying everyone go and smash new. People are just running out of their channels to go and smash them, leaving acres of space elsewhere.
The yellow card in amongst that for Farsalele. Now the bonus point, safe. The full 5 points will be staying in the Toulouse suburbs, and that man, Valentin Delpy, a contender for man of the match, Joe. Obviously, it's our friends at Canal Plus in France who'll be choosing it, but who would you go for? He'd have to be a contender.
I certainly think it will be. Yeah, Segure's been good. He's been good. Myles has got stuck in.
The hooker, Laria, busy game.
Yeah, busy bee around the pitch, but yeah, the 10 for me. Delpy has been the player who's stood out. Second half, maybe not as much, but he's still been good.
Well, they could just chew the clock up and stick this one out. Well, they're not going to need to now. It's Biarritz that have got the final opportunity, and they're going to kick possession away. I think this will be the end of the game. And Alexander Borry brings this match to an end. A convincing win for the home side. Stuttered a little bit more in the second half. Just the one try in that second half, but the damage was done in the first. 44 points to 10. Valentin Delpy absolutely pulling strings. Thomas Laria, hooker, you just saw in shot there. Influential up front. All court game. Alban Placine congratulating his opponents. He's had better days at Stade Toulousain. He will have better days now he's back at Biarritz. But no argument over who was the best team today, Joe.
No, not at all. That was very one-sided. We know Biarritz changed over a load of players. Colomier's first home game, but yeah. Colomier put on a show in that first half. Shame they couldn't repeat it in the second, but still, some really enjoyable tries to watch in that first half.
After watching the rugby last week and 55 points racked up by Biarritz, I didn't expect them to be, well, lacking energy to the extent they seem to. Is that just the away thing, Joe?
It must be. It must be. I know they made a few changes from that team last week, but I was expecting a team backed into a corner coming out fighting after those highlights I watched of their game the week before. Now, tonight, didn't really see that. Didn't really see a team that were tearing into everything, getting off the ground. It was strange, yeah. I really would have liked to have seen a bit more desire from that Biarritz team.
Good point on the chat, actually. Ben Emerson saying, very impressed by the ref. He officiated like a maestro. Do you know what? That's a great shout. And we saw some of the new interpretations, the new law directives that have been given, and I think it made for a great game at times. And Colomier, as much as we're talking about Biarritz, you cannot take anything away from Colomier. They got to the playoffs last year, were disappointed not to make it to at least the semi-finals. And they, with those Stade Toulousain players, some of his old teammates watching in the crowd, they put on a show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the referee did have a good game. Great point. Despite being over 2 meters tall, 7 foot tall, we didn't notice him. Remarkably good referee.
Well, we're going to get the interviews in a moment. Again, Joe Worsley can show off his French. Any other French slang that you can teach us? French rugby slang you can teach us while we're waiting for those interviews?
The cravat's a high tackle.
A cravat, I like that.
Cravat, yeah. Cathédrale is where you kind of spear tackle. We lift up the legs and smash in there. Cathédrale.
Like the spire of a. I'm trying to think why that would be that.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I did wonder that before.
I certainly think the fact. Oh, let's hear from Biarritz.
Qu'est-ce qui prédomine là, c'est forcément de la déception parce que c'est une petite claque quand même ce soir reçue.
Bah mais il y a même un peu de honte parce que notre première mi-temps elle est catastrophique.
First half was really shameful.
On pense qu'on a fait un bon match la semaine dernière en mettant 50 points à domicile.
We thought we did a great match last week.
Tu le vois à l'extérieur, quand une équipe qui a fait les phases finales, bah t'es pas invité.
And then you play a team that played in the phase final and you see where you're really at.
On a été pris donc c'est un bien mauvais match et en plus on va à Aix la semaine prochaine donc va falloir se
réveiller
parce que là c'était vraiment catastrophique.
It was a catastrophic game.
Merci pour ces mots et
Arthur
cette analyse,
Bonneval,
Arthur Bonneval. On va enchaîner avec un des nouveaux joueurs de cette équipe. Alors, on est habitué à voir au pré-Fleury, maintenant il faut s'habituer à voir ici. Forcément satisfait Lucas Plataré de cette victoire et notamment du contenu parce que ça a été du bon rugby par moment.
Ouais, super satisfait, on fait une grosse première mi-temps, on met du rythme, même presque trop de rythme et on se retrouve bien devant à la pause, donc on est content du contenu ce soir, peut-être mettre encore plus dans les 20 premières minutes de la seconde mi-temps, mais sinon très content pour ce soir, oui.
On a dit vous êtes un des nouveaux joueurs, comment vous avez
Not very interesting, guys. Yeah, so happy about tonight. First half better than the second. I mean, it's not rocket science.
En place, je dirais encore quelques réglages à faire. Après, on a beaucoup
You're
de
learning
travail.
clichés in French.
Yeah, some things to regulate.
Maintenant, il faut encore aller chercher les petits détails pour encore arriver à tuer les matchs et être encore plus performant sur le.
We've got to get better at killing off the games.
Baisser en intensité et rejoindre vos coéquipiers. Merci, Lucas.
And thank you very much at the end. There you go.
Big grin from Luca Plantaré. Well earned. A solid win. Colomier currently sit top of Pro D2 after a 44-10 drubbing of Biarritz Olympique. Thank you very much for watching. Jimbo says, cheers, guys. The weekend is now 4 days long. Yes, it is. Rugby starts on Thursday every week now on FI UK. Next week, Agen Grenoble. Grenoble against Nevers on the 18th. And then to round off the month of September, Agen Béziers. And keep an eye on the scores the rest of the weekend, and I'll make sure we get some highlights your way to start the new week. Thank you very much. Tim George says, so grateful to be able to watch these games. We are very grateful to have your company, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe on the channel, give the video a thumbs up, tell your mates, drop the little links to the games when they happen in the WhatsApp groups of your friends. Let them know there is free rugby on Thursday nights on FI UK.